Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? How you doing? Welcome. What's up? Okay, it is Saturday. Yes, it is, ladies and gents. Today is Saturday, August 17th, 2019. I am Darkside Phil. I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for the day. A full day of gameplay streaming for you on the horizon today. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. A lot of good stuff today. In fact, today will be a day of not only big variety, but of completing some game playthroughs and getting into endgame content and continuing on with excellent game playthroughs. It's been an interesting summer for sure. We've had a mix of new releases and retro playthroughs, and even though I would admittedly say the new releases have been kind of lackluster, I think the retro playthroughs have been quite successful. Just in the case of today, we're going to be starting off today with my first gameplay stream, Grand Theft Auto 4, a game that I've played once before in early 2013 for YouTube, but it was before I was doing direct capture and live streaming. So I'm redoing the playthrough again, playing the game only for the second time ever, re-experiencing the story for only the third time ever in my lifetime, and having a lot of fun with it. People are already saying they're really enjoying the playthrough, and they're very happy that I am playing the game again. I am as well. Alright, so 4+ hours of Grand Theft Auto 4 goodness for you here on the first stream. Later tonight, the late stream is going to be quite interesting, because it's going to be a mix. First thing we're going to do is finish up my Super Mario 64 full 120-star run playthrough. That will conclude later tonight on the late stream starting around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I only have one stage left, the final Bowser stage. And I know for a fact that it's very challenging. I remember it's very tough. So I know it's going to take me a while to beat it. In addition to that, I need to get the final star, which means I need to get all the red coins on this final stage, which also can be quite the daunting task. So we're going to see, how long that takes. It could take 20 minutes and I turbo through it and somehow beat it easily and boom, done. It could take the entirety of the 2-hour late stream. I don't know. We're going to find out together tonight on the late stream. Now, if I do end up beating the final Bowser stage, with extra time on the late stream, what we're going to do is switch over to Judgment, my ongoing Judgment playthrough, doing the endgame side questing content, side cases, and the like, and go from there. So tonight should be a good variety of stuff, depending on how long it takes for me to beat Super Mario 64. So just think about that. 2 retro games and a current playthrough going on today. Pretty awesome, right? Tomorrow we're starting up my Sly Cooper HD playthrough. A lot of people seem to be excited for this. I'm excited. I remember playing the Sly Cooper game some 7 years ago. It was actually, the collection came out in 2011, and I believe that I had actually played the collection in 2012, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was 2012. I know the collection came out in 2011, but I think it was 2012 when the HD collection came out on the PS3. And I played all 3 of these games over time, but Sly Cooper Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, I remember playing it and really enjoying it and saying, man, now I kind of get why people say that it was a shame that I missed out on a whole generation of console gaming, because I was so heavily into competitive Street Fighter that I didn't play any of these console games. And then playing this game and saying, wow, this game is like really good and fun and all of that. So that's going to start up tomorrow. Now, a weird thing. All right. I don't know. This is going to be funny. You ready? So I went ahead and I downloaded Sly Cooper on my PS3. The way it works, I went to PlayStation.com and I found the game on there, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus HD, and it said it was $10, $9.99, and it said click here to download to your PS3. I said okay, so I clicked it, and then I turned on my PS3, and my PS3 is like, oh, you need a big console update. I'm like, no surprise, I haven't used this thing in a year. So I did a big console update and everything. And then it's pretty cool. It automatically says, all right, the game's auto-downloading to your console and everything. Great. And I said, okay. It's on there. I booted it up. The game works fully. And I'm like, okay, but I didn't pay for it. Like, I didn't buy it. It's just like, it said it was $10, but it let me automatically download the game to my PS3, and I didn't pay for it. And I'm like, did I miss something here? Like, I'm so confused. I have the game. It works fully. It doesn't say it's a demo. It doesn't say it's a limited timed thing. It's just there. Now, you might be saying, well, Phil, didn't you own this game in the past? Well, I did, but I owned the HD collection that was a disc. Okay? It was the actual physical disc collection that I bought on the PS3 many, many years ago. In 2011. So I know that's, I don't have the disc anymore. And when you buy the physical disc, that doesn't give you digital rights to own the game forever. So I'm just like, okay. Like, I just kind of shrugged. I was like, I don't know why they gave me the game for free. I mean, I'm certainly not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. This is cool that I don't have to pay for it and everything. But damned if I could figure out why I got it for free. I thought for sure I'd have to pay the $10 in order to play the game again. But apparently I have it. Some people in the stream chat just suggested, well, maybe it was a free for PS Plus game. I mean, that's very possible. Maybe it was. At some point, but I sure don't remember going back and getting it as a free for PS Plus game. Like, the way that it works, these games that are either free on Xbox Live or free for PS Plus, is you need to, during that month or that time period when they're free, you have to actually go and get the digital rights to them by downloading the game. Technically, you don't even have to download it. You just click on purchase, and you'll get it for free, and then you can download it later whenever you want. I don't remember ever doing that for Sly Cooper at all, so I don't know. I am really stumped why this game is free. I don't know. I'm not going to complain, though. They let me get it for free, and that playthrough starts tomorrow, okay? That's my main game playthrough, my main gameplay stream tomorrow. We're doing Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus HD for the second time. The first time I'm playing the game in over 7 years, okay? Pretty cool. Tomorrow night will be a fun throwback session of classic Street Fighter. I'll be playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we get more variety in opponents, because last week I literally fought one guy all night in Super Turbo, and I fought the same character, Urien, 5 million times in Third Strike. I'm hoping I can get at least some variety to the gameplay, and it's not the same people over and over again, because it was kind of a bummer last week. I mean, I like playing the games, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to just play the same shit over and over. I want a little bit of variety if possible, okay? So, that's tomorrow. I'm off on Monday. Monday's my day off from streaming this week. I'm back on Tuesday with more Grand Theft Auto 4 and a chill night stream of Madden 20. On Wednesday, I'll be playing more Sly Cooper, and I think I'm trying to remember exactly what I'm balancing that with. I know it's a chill stream, but I don't remember if it's Black Ops 4 Blackout. I don't think it is. I think I'm doing Judgment that night. I can't 100% remember. I wrote it down in the schedule on Twitter. On Thursday of this week, we actually have Life is Strange 2 Episode 4. Yeah, that game still exists. I know you might have forgotten about it, because the last episode was back in May, over 3.5 months ago. And it wasn't a very good episode, to be quite frank with all of you. It was pretty lame. It was the hippie episode where you're out in the woods with a bunch of hippies. So that's actually coming out this Thursday. And yes, I'm playing it. I mean, I own it. So we'll be doing that this Thursday as a main gameplay stream. And I think I'm doing Blackout Thursday night. And then basically a Friday, I think I'm doing Dragon Quest Builders 2 and my weekly Minecraft stream. And then Saturday and Sunday will be more GTA 4 and more Sly Cooper. Okay? And that's basically the streaming week. I'm pretty sure it's that Monday that I have off again. I'm not 100% on that. I have to double check that. But it'll be a full streaming week balancing GTA, Sly, a little bit of Dragon Quest Builders, Life is Strange, and then all my chill streams at night, including Madden, Minecraft, Black Ops 4 Blackout, and other stuff. Okay? Should be pretty fun. The last week of August, okay? I haven't talked about this much, only because it's still quite far away. You know, we still got over a week to get to it. But the last week of August, there are multiple new releases this year, okay? First of all, we've got Control, the latest game from Remedy. And if you guys don't know, Remedy is the studio that made Alan Wake back in the day. They're also the studio that made Quantum Break a few years ago, okay? So kind of a mixed bag for me. Like, I think that they're a good game studio, but when it comes to the actual core gameplay of their games, sometimes it leaves a lot to be desired. In particular, both Alan Wake and Quantum Break had some pretty repetitive and eventually boring gameplay, paired in with pretty good plots. And that's kind of the shame, is the games narratively are quite good, but the gameplay themselves can get kind of, you know, bogged down in repetitiveness. So, that being said, this should be interesting. This game is called Control, and it's about someone who has psychic powers, telekinesis. They have the ability to control objects, possess people, throw things. You know, it's kind of like X-Men almost. And that's kind of the whole premise of the whole game, is that you're kind of like a super-powered being. And that sounds like an interesting premise to me. Now, again, will it be a game with a great story and some interesting gameplay mechanics for the first 3 hours, and then the game becomes boring as shit? I don't know. But I'm actually interested in this one. I saw some gameplay of it on Twitter today, and I was like, wow, it actually looks interesting. You know, you can make a shield by having these telekinetic powers pull objects in front of you. You could push objects into enemies. You could, you know, physically grab enemies and toss them. You could possess enemies. It looks pretty neat. So I guess we're going to see, you know, how it goes. Okay. Then we've got 2 survival horror games at the end of the month on the same freaking day. One's called Man of Medan. It's the next game from the makers of Until Dawn, which has been quite some time since Until Dawn, so it's great that we're getting a new game from them. And it's part of the Dark Pictures anthology of horror games. Eventually, I guess once a year, they're planning on pumping out a new horror game, and this is the first one in the series. So if it's anything like Until Dawn, I'm really looking forward to that. We loved Until Dawn, and, you know, years ago when it came out. It was one of my favorite playthroughs for a long time, and I think that it's going to be the same kind of cool stuff in this one. And then we've got Blair Witch, a survival horror game where you're in the woods and all kinds of crazy stuff happens. So 2 survival horror games going on at the same time near the end of the month. Now, I'm aware there's a few other games coming out as well. There's one called Onanaki, and there's one called Astral Chain. I'm going to be honest with everyone, not super excited and not very interested in those games, but I'm not writing them off. I'll keep them in mind, and what we'll do is we'll play all these other games that I'm doing this month and see how I do. And if we end up having a little bit of a gap where we maybe want to do, some more kind of, you know, variety of gameplay, maybe I'd consider one of those games for my streams. But right now, I'm not like 100% sold on those games, okay? But we'll see. It's good to have options. It's good to have those options there if we get bored or whatever and we want a little bit more variety this month. We have other games, okay? Then, of course, also coming up, which we haven't scheduled yet, we've got the Rageathon. So, FYI, guys, it's pretty much getting down to the nitty-gritty here. It's your last chance to vote on what games you want to see in this Rageathon marathon. The poll's going to be closing on Tuesday. So you must head over right now to my website, thekingofhate.com. Go to the forums, go to the general section, and right there, the top thread is the thread to vote, okay, on the Rageathon. You must vote, vote, vote. And then on Tuesday, I'm closing the poll. We're figuring out the results, and that's going to determine what games I play during the Rageathon. It'll be about 5 games. When will the Rageathon be? Well, I can tell you it's going to happen right around that last week of August, before all these new releases hit. More than likely, it'll either be around the same time as like when Control comes out, maybe the day before, the day after, or right before when the horror games hit. Okay, so we'll figure it out, but you got to vote, vote, vote. All right. Now, also a big positive update. I can't believe I forgot to post this up on Twitter last night. I did. Yesterday we hit our subs goal for the month. That's why, as you guys can see, we don't have a goal listed here. It just says subs. It's because we hit the subs goal last night. People were very generous yesterday and gifted a bunch of subs, and a bunch of people also subscribed, just, genuinely, and we hit the subs. So that means the retrospective is going to happen. All right? That's pretty awesome. Now, I'm not doing anything with that yet. Reason being, we're still in the midst of doing stuff with the Rageathon. There's no reason for me to get ahead of myself here and start doing stuff now for the the retrospective event. All right, but what we're gonna do is get the Rageathon votes in, get all that solidified, get the schedule, scheduled and everything. Then once that's done, then I'm gonna open up the nominations process where you're gonna be able to post up your favorite moments from my 11 years as a content creator on my forums, and I'm gonna sift through all your suggestions to do the next retrospective event. That's gonna take place sometime in September. That's gonna be pretty fun because we're gonna be, going down memory lane. I'll be reacting to some of these videos for the first time ever. Keep in mind all the things I've done in 11 years. A ridiculous amount of game playthroughs, game reviews, edited series, vlogging, trips, trip vlogs and stuff. So much stuff that we could go through and watch together. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't done one of these in many months, so it should end up being really fun. Okay, so anyway, that's going to open up. The nominations will open up soon, but not yet. Let's get the Rageathon stuff solidified, and then we'll open up all that stuff for the retrospective event. Okay, fair enough. So anyway, that's all good news. That's great news, guys. Thanks for all your support recently. Everything's been really great in that regard. So thank you. Streams have been exciting with good attendance and people interacting. Everything been good. I got zero complaints. Everything's great, and I'm looking forward to a lot more streaming for the rest of this month. These classic throwback playthroughs I'm doing, and I'm pairing those with new releases coming up, and it should be a great time. Okay? Good stuff all around. All right, let's now move on to the second segment of the pre-stream, also deemed the gratuitous plugs segment. Yes, it's your favorite segment, of course, where I basically tell you how you can be supportive. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 11 awesome years of being a content creator. I'm incredibly grateful that I've had this opportunity and that I can continue to do this on a daily basis. I love sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you, and I certainly hope that you enjoy seeing my gameplay experiences on a daily basis, right? It's been ups and downs. It's been a wild ride. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened over the years. I started off doing this as a hobby on YouTube for about 2.5 years when I had a full-time office job. I never intended for it to ever become anything other than a hobby, doing it for like 2.5 hours a night when I got home from work. Then I unexpectedly lost my office job, and luckily, very luckily, I was able to twist this into a way to make a living during a time when otherwise I don't know what else I would have fallen back on. And for 6 years, I was a full-time gaming YouTuber. Sadly, in 2017, YouTube's ad revenue bottom fell out during the adpocalypse. They lost most of their major advertising, and I had to find another way to make ends meet, and I became a full-time streamer here on Twitch. And for the last 2.5 years, I've been an interactive streamer, where every day we talk, we hang out, we interact. It's not just about the gameplay anymore. It's a lot more about our interactions during said streams and having a lot of fun together, which is a lot different than just doing kind of offline gameplay videos for YouTube. It really is a different experience that I enjoy a ton. All right, and I personally feel that my streams have only gotten better over time. But that being said, since times have changed, making a living has become harder and harder. And now, I pretty much make nothing on YouTube at all. My YouTube channel is just an archive here of my live streams, a way for those who can't attend the live streams to see the raw archived footage on demand later. And primarily, my income comes from the streaming. So, that being said, if you love the daily live streams, the fact that I put out, full-time streams 6 days a week, the fact that I still take the effort to upload those streams to YouTube, even though I make pretty much no money on those videos. And if you enjoy everything here and you want to see it continue to be successful, all right, there are many ways that you can support my efforts, which I'm about to outline right now for you. Okay? So first off, you can check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. All right? And anything you pledge to my Patreon is much appreciated. You earn personal perks when you pledge to my Patreon, depending on how much you pledge. I'm not going to go into detail about it because it's all listed there publicly. Thanks to anyone who's a current patron, and thanks to anyone considering becoming a patron in the future. I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but also things like stickers, mugs, hoodies, etc. Good quality stuff, and if you buy anything there, it helps me out, but you get a cool collectible as well, so give it a look. If you're here live on the stream, there are many ways that you can contribute and many ways that you can get interaction with me during a live stream. However, I'm going to say this up front, all right? Even though your contributions are greatly appreciated, And even though, real talk, they keep this stuff going around here and they allow me to keep doing what I love for a living, they're not mandatory. All right? Just understand that, you know, if you can't contribute, that's perfectly fine. I love the fact that I have people who come by and hang out with me on a daily basis, that anyone after 11 years even gives a damn about my opinion on games or just wants to even talk with me and interact with me. That's a pretty amazing thing. An 11-year legacy that continues, right? I'm incredibly grateful for it. I really am. So thank you for that, and thanks for coming to hang out with me every single day. By no means should you ever feel that a contribution is mandatory here on one of my streams. However, understand that your contributions are the reason why I'm still here. Like I said, it's my primary source of income. It pays the bills. It pays for the games. It keeps everything going. All right? So thanks to anyone who does go above and beyond to contribute. Okay? Now, there are many ways you can contribute during a live stream. You could cheer with bits. You could subscribe to the channel. You could tip me live. And any of those things, if you do them live, I will give you a shout out for so that you can get some extra recognition. All right? Now, that being said, understand that what I say and do on my streams is ultimately under my control and I'm responsible for it. So there's a few ground rules that we follow here on the streams every day. And please understand that, you know, they're kind of important. I need to review them so that you understand what's going on. First off, I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. There's certain things I just can't say and do, certain topics that are considered taboo or too risque, and understand that there's certain things we're just not going to discuss on the stream. In addition to that, I kind of have my own guide of like guidelines when it comes to things that we talk about on my streams. Firstly, we don't talk about argumentative topics like politics and religion because people tend to not get along and get angry with each other and not want to see from another perspective. And even though every once in a while we will still discuss those things if they have something to do, for example, with the game we're playing, okay, then we'll get into them. But in general, those are topics I don't really want to touch upon. Like I said, people tend to get really angry about them. I don't want to go there, you know, and have people get all upset. So, in addition to that, I do my best to stay away from negativity and drama. I do my best to try it, to make it so that when we have a live stream here, it's more about just relaxing and chilling and having a good time. You know, when you come to my streams, you want to have a positive vibe. You want to see, gee, what's Phil's honest reaction to this game he's playing today? What's the hot topic that everyone's talking about today that Phil can now give his opinion on? Stuff like that. Not, oh, who's the latest person who insulted Phil? Who's stealing Phil's content? Who's doing this nasty negative thing? We're not going to get into that crap. All right? Because if we did that every day, that's all it would be about. The whole stream would just be permeated with this negative, toxic stuff. I don't like to do that. I want to keep my streams a positive vibe. The bottom line is you usually come to a gameplay stream to escape that drama anyway. You don't want more drama on a gameplay stream. You come here to have a good time, right? That's what we're all here for, and that's kind of the vibe that I try to propagate here on my streams, okay? So, understand this. Even though I am greatly appreciative of all of your contributions, I am not under any obligation whatsoever to actually respond to anything. And there's some people who come in here purposely trying to do stuff to derail my streams. It's not going to fly, okay? Ultimately, like I said, I control what I say and do on my streams, and if I feel that something is said or done to try to get my attention and try to derail a stream or get me all worked up or get me to say something that's going to get me in trouble on Twitch, etc., I'm not going to take the bait. I'm going to skip it, and we're going to move on. So understand, I have no obligation to respond to any contributions here on Twitch. Some people get this misconception that just because they cheer, sub, or tip that I'm just going to read every possible thing and get into trouble, and that's not the case, okay? In general, most people get it. Most people here are positive. They're trying to contribute in order to interact and have fun, not to be dicks. So, we have a good time here on stream every day, and I'm not too worried about it, okay? Now, as you guys can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. This is a leaderboard that I update myself periodically with information like the top cheerer and top tipper of said stream, which is pretty neat. It's a way for you to get extra recognition if indeed you are the top cheerer or top tipper of a stream, okay? And in addition to that, we've also got a cheering leaderboard that's a part of Twitch itself. It's integrated into the Twitch chat that updates itself for cheers. So there's many opportunities for you to get recognized and get, extra recognition for any contributions. Pretty nice. Last but not least, before we get to shout outs for said contributions, for people who've been contributing here on the pre-stream, I just want to say thank you for any contribution. Right now, probably the best way to contribute would be by tipping me. And the reason I say that is because tips are funds that I can use immediately to put towards things that I so choose. And an example, I could put it towards bills if I need to. I could buy a new game if I need to. I know for a fact coming up already, I've mentioned there's at least 3 new games this month that I'm going to be looking to buy later in the month. And, you know, anything that you tip me will help defray the cost of said new games. You know, tips are much appreciated. I'm not saying that, you know, that's, you know, the only way to contribute. As I've said, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm very appreciative of anything that you guys would contribute, but tipping me would help me a little bit more than anything else. All right, so take a look below the stream. There's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat for instructions on how to tip. All right, and thank you guys if you do, but also thank you if you cheer, if you sub. All that helps. Okay. All right, now continuing on. It is now time for shout-outs. It's time to give credit for those who have contributed and start updating the leaderboard and the like, okay? So we start off with an overnight cheer from Cody Carls. Cody Carls asked the following. He says, since you've introduced Jasper the cat to us, that makes me think of the OG Bunny that you used to have and talk about in old videos. What's the origin of Bunny, and what are some of your favorite memories associated with him? Well, Bunny was a pet that I had when I was much younger. I still remember it was Easter morning one year, and my parents unexpectedly surprised myself and my cousin with a pet rabbit. He was a Netherlands dwarf, and he was very small when he started. He grew a little bit more over the time because he was a dwarf. He was a miniature rabbit. He was beige, very silky smooth hair, and dark brown eyes, and had small ears for a rabbit because he was a dwarf. A dwarf rabbit always has little ears. And he was a very fun pet, and we kept him in a cage, but we let him run around the house pretty much like once a day. And he was a very athletic rabbit. He would run and do crazy hops across the house. Like, you'd be walking and not knowing that he was out, and all of a sudden he would fly in front of you like waist height. Woohoo! Giant leap across the hallway. And you're like, holy crap, man, can he move? He was a pretty cool pet. He liked eating pellets and dried alfalfa. And in particular, there were these carrot treats we would give him that were made of real carrot, but it was like dehydrated carrot and like a crunchy treat. And that was his favorite thing. We'd give him one like once a day, and he would munch on those. Now, the only thing was, he was a little skittish. He wasn't necessarily a lap rabbit per se. A lot of rabbits, you can just put him in your lap and pet him almost like a cat. He was not. He was a rabbit. You could pick him up, but he would wiggle and squiggle and try to get out of your hands, and nibble you and bite you. So mostly he stayed in his cage, except when we let him out to run around the house. And every once in a while we had a leash, and we'd take him around the backyard, too, to kind of run around the backyard. This was all when I lived with my parents, by the way, when I was much younger. We're talking like, the probably early 90s through the mid-2000s. And he lived a long time. His name was Bunny Rabbit. And he lived for rabbit, years. Quite long. I believe he was 13 when he passed away. Like I said, especially for a Netherlands dwarf too, like Netherlands dwarves you don't expect to last very long, but he lasted an incredibly long time, mostly because my parents took care of him very well. But it was pretty sad because at the time it was the mid-2000s, and I graduated from college or university, whatever you want to call it. And I had moved out of my parents' house to live in an apartment with 2 other co-workers of mine at the job that I was working straight out of college. And I didn't see my rabbit or my parents very much during that time period. I was working my butt off. And then weekends, it was like having fun with friends and stuff. And I only saw my parents maybe tops once a week. Sometimes I didn't see them once a week. And so I didn't see my rabbit at all very much that time period. And he passed away during a time that I wasn't, living with my parents anymore. So pretty sad, that happened. But it is what it is. Everything passes, right? And he had a very good life. I know for a fact. Like I said, my parents took care of him very well. And I'll always remember him. In fact, I'm not even kidding. I have a picture of him right now in my office that I hang on my wall. To kind of remind me, of things of the past. It's sad that he passed like that, but it was very nice that I have a remembrance of him right here on the wall hanging. I have a picture of him in the office. So there you go. The story of Bunny Rabbit. Cody Carls asking about the old school. Thank you very much for that. That was a nice opportunity to go down memory lane, and I appreciate that, Cody Carls. Thank you for the cheer. In the meantime, my stream chat completely crashed on my laptop, and I'm trying to reload Twitch so that I can actually get the stream chat working again. And it's not working very well. In fact, it just said that it crapped out on me. So let's get to the next contribution. Well, here we go. Next contribution, Amazing GT 23 resubbed for 17 months overnight. Thank you very much for the resub, Amazing GT. That is much appreciated. Cleanup Man 85 resubbed for 4 months overnight and said, Penne Pasta Boys Unite. Oh boy. The penne pasta meme. It's nice and fresh and interesting, as we all know. So, yeah, the penne pasta meme. All right, continuing on. An Shen G or An Sheng Forever. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for the sub, An Sheng. I appreciate that. Criterion, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Criterion for the subscription. That is much appreciated. Disgusting Belch, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Really Disgusting Raucous Belch. Okay, that one I kind of made up. Sorry about that, Disgusting Belch. It came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. An anonymous cheerer did a 123-bit cheer. So thank you very much to the anonymous cheerer. Let's get you up on the leaderboard as the top cheerer of the day, because you're the first cheerer of the day, whoever you may be. Thank you for the 123-bit cheer. Looks like my Twitch may be reloading now, so let me see if I can get the Twitch chat back up and running. So I can actually see what you guys are saying and doing here. That would be nice. Let's see here. Come on now. Pop out the chat now. And it errors. It doesn't work. Let's try this again. Okay, let's see here. I click on this. I click on this. And I say pop out the chat now. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. It's loading. And here it is, finally. Alright, I was only without stream chat for about 6 minutes there. Stupid thing. Babyman Gaming says he hunts rabbits. Well, if it's legal and, you're in an area where that's allowed, I'm not going to say not to do that, but that's horrible and you're a terrible person. How could you? Those cute little bunnies will never forgive you. I know that. Okay. Frog with a party hat tipped me $1. Said, can I rejoin the stream? GTA 4 is one of my favorite games. I would like to interact with the chat. I apologize for being trollish. Well, Frog with a party hat, let's take a look and let's see why you were banned, right? Let's do this live. Since you've asked, I see no reason why we can't check. Let's take a look. Oops, I mistyped here. So Frog with a party hat was banned on the 15th after 4 timeouts. And let's see. He says that I have Alzheimer's. I sold Jasper into slavery. Oink, oink, oink. I'm a pig. Let's see here. What else did he say? Let's see. What else are insulting things? So let's see. Should I unban this guy? I mean, it seems very trustworthy, right? It seems to me like a guy who would say those kinds of things, there's no chance that he would possibly say those again. I mean, let's face it. He learned his lesson, right? He never in a million years would this guy come back in here and possibly say anything that would be, like, insulting or against the rules or try to start drama. This guy obviously, it seems to me, he's learned his lesson. And if we let him in here, obviously he's going to become immediately, he's going to become an upstanding citizen who's going to abide by all the rules, all right, and a major contributor to the conversations. I think this is a home run. This is definitely the kind of person that I want to let back into my chat simply because they sent me $1. I mean, let's face it. That dollar proves their maturity level is off the charts. No, you can't come back, asshole. You want to come back, make a new account, and don't tell anyone that it was you. And you know, start over fresh. But thanks for the $1. Okay, Scubula has resubscribed to the channel for 8 months. Thank you, Scubula, for 8 months of ongoing support. That is much appreciated. Scubula, thank you, thank you. Rob tipped me $5. What's going on, Rob? He says, how are you doing? Or actually, he did not say that. Let me actually read what he said. He said, how are you, dude? Been watching Judgment the morning after your streams and loving it. Me too. I love Judgment. And it's funny because I was on par to just beat the game and not do any of the side cases. Now I'm actually happy that I went and took the time to do the side cases because they're quite good. I actually feel I would have been doing a big injustice to not do the side cases and miss out on them. So I'm actually having fun doing them now, and of course trying to get all the friendships in Kamurocho, which is very challenging because they're all popping up at like the end of the game now. But I don't think they're as, I think they're kind of disjointed. Like they're popping up randomly because I didn't do them all naturally and organically over the course of the game. So now they're all like appearing at random times, and it's like tricky to figure out when you have to be where to find these friendships and the like. And I think some of them are actually tied to the side investigation cases. So we got to keep going with what we're doing. But it looks like, you know, tonight I'm going to be working on one of those friendships immediately. And then seeing where it goes and then keep going, right? So, yeah, I really like Judgment. In fact, I mean, I think people would not be shocked if I said right now that Judgment is one of my favorite games of the year. I think that it really took the Yakuza formula and pushed it forward in a way that was a lot more unique and original than Yakuza, and made it, basically it gave it a refreshing twist. Because Yakuza is a great game series, but every game being almost the same kind of gets worn out after a while, you know what I mean? And Judgment really gave it, I think, a refreshing twist that it needed, and it might even start a whole new franchise or a whole new IP, you know, that'll be successful over time for them. So I really like it. Thank you for the $5 tip, Rob, top tipper of the day. A nice way to start things off here. Thank you. Timbo Sliced at a 50-bit cheer. He says, GTA 4 hype. Legit question. Last night, if that statue won, would you have built it, or seeing what it was, not built it? No, I would have. You know, as I said, when we do my Minecraft streams, which is what Timbo is addressing here, okay? The top contributor every week during my Minecraft stream will get something in the game named in their honor. All right, and we had contributors who were asking for a giant stone penis or phallus pointing towards the portal, saying something from Beavis and Butthead. Okay, I don't feel that that's like so stupid or offensive that it's not able to be done. You know, if there was something that was totally like really over the top sexual or racist or something, no, I'm not gonna do that shit. That's ridiculous. Okay, but obviously this was a joke. Someone wanted to try to stick it to me by contributing and saying, haha, and I will do something funny in his game, or embarrassing in his game. Alright, but it didn't happen. Ozymandias will get his due next week when I play Minecraft, because that was the top contribution. Alright, but no, I would have done it. I would have done it. Like I said, I don't think that it was anything so monstrously offensive that people would, yeah, oh my god, if Phil does that, yeah, that's it. No, I don't think so. I think people would have understood it was a joke. It was a way for someone to kind of like sticking it to me like a joke. So, so there you go. Okay. The Honest Troll has resubbed for 4 months. It says, who knew? By the way, do you believe in any conspiracy theories? Not really. I don't really usually try to think about them. You know, some of the things that I say on stream, people think are conspiracy theories. Like, for example, years ago, I said the entire, you know, upper echelon of college admissions process is a scam. It's basically set up to create an upper class who get into high-end universities and colleges in the United States and then get great jobs. And it's not based on academic achievement nor based on merit. It's based on money. I know this for a fact because I had incredibly high grades, incredibly high qualifications to get into, say, an Ivy League school when I was in high school, and I did not qualify somehow. Yet people who either were rich or, quite frankly, had athletic talent and were minorities, got into Ivy League schools, are all around me, but I didn't. And I was outright told by my guidance counselor why it happened, Actually, I take it back. It wasn't my guidance counselor. It was kind of a teacher who mentored me. They said, it's not your fault. It's the system. The system is set up that only a certain group of people get into those schools, right? So for years, I talked about this publicly on streams, and people told, not on streams, it was like on YouTube videos, and people told me, oh, Phil's just sour grapes because he didn't get into an Ivy League school and all this. Come to find out in the last year, I was completely correct. It was exposed that the entire thing's always been a scandal, that every single year, tons of these kids get in just by paying money and underhanded means, and the whole thing is fucked up. And I'd be like, well, I've only been saying this the whole time, and no one wants to believe me, even though outright a teacher told me this, back in the day. People want to pretend like I made it up, when in reality, everything I always said was true, but that's it. People don't want to listen, Things I say are based off my own personal experiences, not off conspiracies. But there certainly are a lot of conspiracy theories out there about crazy shit, and I try not to, to pay attention to that stuff. You know what I mean? For me, I'm a down-to-earth guy. I'm just about having fun on streams with games. I don't want to get into too much controversy and drama and trouble. Every once in a while, we find ourselves get derailed by that shit, and there's not much you can do about it. But for me, I'm just a guy. I want to have fun on a stream, and I'm happy with what I got here on Twitch, and I just want to keep it going. And that's all I care about. So I'm not going to adhere myself to crazy conspiracy theories. Okay? All right, let's continue. Ace cheered. Says, hey there, Phil. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Quick question. I'm reviewing games on Twitter. Okay? Which of the following games should I review next? Call of Duty Black Ops, Spec Ops The Line, or Dead Space 1? Well, the thing is, if you're talking story-wise, all of them have pretty interesting stories, okay? If you're talking overall, I don't know how you could really review Black Ops 1 because I don't know if it really has any kind of a healthy player base anymore. Years and years and years later, okay? Spec Ops The Line has a really interesting plot line that's incredibly gruesome and messed up and has psychological horror in it. It makes you really think about the horrors of war and the fucked up things that we do as humans. Dead Space 1, if you haven't played the other Dead Space games, which I don't know if you have or not, hopefully you didn't spoil yourself on the plot. In my opinion, Dead Space 1 has one of the best horror plot lines of any franchise. It's quite good. It's scary as shit. If you don't know what's going to happen next, there's a lot of crazy jump scares and just gory things that happen that like, holy shit. So that's a good one. So, if me personally, out of all those, probably Dead Space 1 for me would be my pick. But, maybe you're more into action-based shooting and stuff. Dead Space 1 is not a very action-based shooter. It's survival horror. But for me, I would say Dead Space 1. That's me. Okay, that's my personal preference. Okay, Babyman Gaming 321 ABC resub for 5 months in a row. Of course, I have no idea who this is. This is someone who didn't used to be called Babyman Gaming and then decided to call themselves Babyman Gaming, and I don't know who they are because there's too many Babyman Gaming, and I don't know why the hell they thought that Babyman Gaming would be a good name to name yourself because Babyman Gaming is being used by so many people that Babyman Gaming now is the name that's superfluous to anything of value because there's too many Babyman Gamings. So, thank you to Babyman Gaming 321 ABC, but I don't know which Babyman Gaming you are, and therefore I can't really give credit, and all I can say is Babyman Gaming, thank you for the resub. Shout out to Baldy, who resubbed for 2 months in a row and says 2 months. Thank you for the chill and positive stream environments, and of course, the 11-year legacy. You're welcome, Baldy. Thank you for the ongoing support. All right. So thanks, guys. Let's now give credit to the top cheerers of the week. We are coming up at the end of the streaming week. We're getting pretty close. So let's give credit where credit is due to those who cheered this week. Alrighty. How many Babyman Gamings will be here in this countdown? I guess we're going to find out. Alright, in 10th place this week, we have a tie. It's actually a tie for 9th between Sambuca 2020 and Saiyangen. So thank you to Sambuca 2020 and Saiyangen, tie for 9th place. Then we have a tie for 7th place between Enemy Warlock and Joe. Thank you to both you guys. Appreciate that. Then, in 6th place this week, we have Ludwig Orderfan. In 5th place this week, we have M5 NSX. 4th place goes to Alka Deripa. 3rd place goes to Geekrum. 2nd place goes to Vote Democrat. And 1st place this week, still, all week, has not been toppled. Alright? Infinite 55. He started off as the top cheerer this week for a cheer that he did when I wasn't even streaming on Monday, my day off. And he has remained the top cheerer. We've only got about 2 days left. Can anyone unseat Infinite 55 as the top cheerer this week? I don't know. I don't know. He started off strong and has maintained that lead, so I don't know if anyone's going to beat him. I'm just saying, okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. First of all, another disgusting belch. It looks like we have completed the shout-out segment. And guess what that means? Does that mean it's time to completely derail things by talking about celebrity gossip? Yes. So let's talk. First of all, if you guys... No, I'm not going to do that. We're not doing that. All right? Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the pre-stream. All right? And we're going to get started with gameplay. That's right. There's actually gameplay on this stream. You guys may not have known that, but this is actually known to be a gameplay stream where every once in a while we play some video games. It's kind of fun when we get to it. Okay? So, we're going to do that right now. All right? Thank you, everyone, for your contributions on pre... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was just about to start with the gameplay, but just when I was about to, we received a 50-bit cheer from Darth Tonius. So thank you very much to Darth Tonius for that cheer. I guess that's probably going to be the final contribution of the pre-stream today. All right. So thank you, Darth Tonius. Thank you to everyone who contributed. Thanks to everyone who's been patient and hung out with me. It is now time to get started with gameplay. All right. So thank you guys very much. Let's end this pre-stream and let us begin with Grand Theft Auto 4. Again, as I told you guys, only my second run through the game. Excuse me, my second run through the game ever on the internet, but my actual third run through the game ever because I did play it when it was a new release back in the day. Okay. All right, that's it. Ending the pre-stream, blowing the crap off my phone, and getting ready for GTA 4. What a stretch. I just did a monster stretch, man. Oh, man. Get those juices flowing. Going back to Liberty City, you got to get those juices flowing. All right. Let's do this.